turn off the music, make sure this VOD doesn't get muted. I do have an opponent for Fairy Peak. He should just be joining. I'm pretty excited, actually, about this game. There he is. It's the Doomsee in the Batmobile. It's the Doomsee in the Batmobile. Do I have some spare bleach? What do you need the bleach for, dude? You don't need bleach. I think we're just ready to go for this one. Let's just get started. I'll ask him if BO5 is okay. BO5. Alright, we're gonna do the BO5. Is Doomsee still in the Batmobile? He is. So Doomsee in the Batmobile. I've never seen him 1v1 in the Batmobile, I don't think. He's been an Octane player for a long time. We'll have to wait and see how well he does transition into the Mobile of the Bat variety. Fairy Peak is a player I've wanted to get on my stream for a long time. He is probably the best 1v1 player that hasn't played on my stream recently. Yeah, I would say so. I think he's probably the best. He's the best 1v1 player who's never played on my stream, I think, at the moment. 'Cause all the other good players have played on my stream at this point. And Fairy Peak, look out for the kickoff strategies. Him and K-Dop, I would say, are the two players who like to mix it up on kickoffs a lot. But Fairy Peak, yeah, for those of you who don't know, a French player. He has been winning a lot of 1v1 tournaments recently. He's a phenomenal ones player. And hopefully we'll get to see a little bit of that right now against Doomsee, who's far more well known to you guys. Doomsee trying to offload the ball to the side of the pitch there. Did not get a hard enough hit in it though. So he's going to take a early goal against him. Oh, that's a decent shot. Fairy Peak just going for the low shot to the corner. He's going to stick this one behind Doomsee. Just smart placement. Does steal the boost on the exit. And Fairy Peak, he told me that he named himself after the Pokemon type, which was his favorite back when he did competitive Pokemon, I believe is what he said. This is a great flick by Fairy Peak. Look at the angle that he's able to change that ball. Catching Doomsee off guard. Title so professional. Thank you. It's Doomsee versus Fairy Peak, if you're not mistaken. If it doesn't. If it has actually updated. But yeah, Fairy's pretty solid, and he's showing it right now. He's got a good kickoff goal, but besides that, he has not looked threatened at all by anything Doomsee's got to show for us. Very, very fast camera swivel speed right there on show for Fairy. Better kickoff this time for Doomsee, but he will not be able to steal the boost in the corner. Fairy Peak's actually got a bit of a power clear here, and he's away! 4th goal! He's surprising Doomsee with every touch right now. Very impressive stuff from Fairy Peak. The distance that he's able to get on that clear really caught Ryan Graham off guard. Doomsee maybe did not expect this to be such a tough game. He's maybe in trouble already, as 4-0 down in the first minute is not a good place to be. It's not a good place to be at any stage in the game. The only thing that he has working for him right now is the fact that he has lots of time left. Fairy's actually not got much boost here. He's staying on the ball though, doesn't want to give Doomsee a free possession. And he was actually able to make Doomsee back off all the way, and he's now demoed. Doomsee's taken his boost. Tried to cut the ball right underneath him. Or right over the top of him, actually. He goes under by mistake. Change title. The title's already changed, mate. Oh, where's Doomsee going? Fairy should have had a 5th goal right there. Doomsee was nowhere to be seen. Gets away with murder. Does Doomsee. And he's got to hold on to that boost. Oh, Fairy nearly got the demo. In that situation, Doomsee has to hold boost. Because holding boost, even when you're supersonic, does make your car marginally faster. And not holding boost right there would have resulted in a goal for Fairy. And the control, oh my goodness, Fairy's just going to get another goal. Great control on the turn. Just manipulating the ball perfectly. He manages to turn this ball around while keeping it accelerated. Did you see that slight movement backwards? He did that just to let the ball roll forward on his car a tiny little bit so that he could keep the ball moving as quickly as possible, get it away from his opponent. Without that tiny little deceleration, the ball would have been slower to its final destination. And that's just in. Or no, not yet, but it is now. Fairy 6-0. Showing us exactly why so many people have been asking to see him on my stream. Demolishing Doomsee right now. Who, I mean, at this point, if I'm Doomsee, I'm going to probably make a car change or something. Just shake something up. Because this has not been a good start to the series. Which will be a best of 5. Plenty of time for him to figure out Fairy. But Fairy, everything he does turns to gold. Just like his car. He just can't put a foot wrong right now. Simple stuff, making it look so easy. Doomsee getting spaced. No challenge. 7-0. And now, will Doomsee Brazil himself? Or will it go up to 8? I don't think Doomsee's going to want to let an 8th goal go in. He will Brazil himself, I'm sure, if he has to. Just gives Fairy another possession, though. He's pre-jumping. Doomsee is just completely out of position, and he knows it. Doesn't get a good clear on this, but he will recover reasonably well. Fairy's just making all the right plays, though. He's backing off when he has to. He's moving in when he has to. He's taking boosts when he has to. He's moving to the ball when he has to. Doomsee's just sitting in goal thinking, when is this barrage going to stop? And he's playing defensive when he's 7-0 down. This is damage control from Doomsee. He's given up on game 1, I think. Which, you know, fair play to him. Fairy Peak is playing so well. What a save. Doomsee's going to try and get his confidence back up there. I think he doesn't want to Brazil himself.
Ryan, my BOI less than 3.
Stumpy. Oh no. It's Stumpy Caller, a good friend of Ryan, Doomsee Graham, and he is probably not enjoying what he's seeing right here because 8-0. Fairy with a perfect half volley catch. Jumps right over Doomsee's head to get the 8th goal from the midfield. Over 2 minutes remaining. And I think that the biggest deficit in a ones game that's ever happened on my stream is 14 goals in a professional cast. And Doomsee's hit the crossbar. This is not a good sign. Fairy Peak will get a goal if he power shots. Misses it. Power shot would have been a goal there. Missed it ever so slightly. But he's just so smooth with his movements. It's Fairy. He's missed an open net. Doomsee's on the wall. He's got to keep this below 14 goals if he wants to save his blushes even a tiny bit. Oh, Fairy Peak just looking so comfortable. Actually gets the goal. Is this Devo in disguise? What a touch off the wall here. Arrows to correct his line. Backflip to get the softest of touches. And the sticks are right underneath the flailing Doomsee. What a raffle stomp we've got here. 9-0. And do not take this as Doomsee falling out of ones completely. He is a solid ones player. He is a very solid player in his own right. Fairy is just going to kill some time. Doomsee is flipping around in the midfield. He's probably thinking to himself, oh nice, the mind game worked. We got him to back off from the open net. But Fairy Peak having his way right now.
JOHNNYBOIS boy yellow boy 1 boy 2 boy yellow boy 1 boy 2 boy yellow boy 1 boy 2 boy yellow boy 3 boy 4 boy yellow boy 3 boy 4 boy yellow boy 3 boy 4 boy yellow.
Surprised that Fairy's not going to try and put more goals in. He's probably had enough of game 1. He's just thinking, well, if you're not going to play, I'm just going to play free play. And Doomsee is thinking this is probably the best way to keep Fairy from scoring at this point. So he's given up on game 1 completely. And I mean, it was over from 4-0 almost. Fairy just looking so comfortable. He's going to get another goal. He will score the 10th with 37 seconds left. Fairy Peak looking very strong right now. Throwing a little bit of Moy in there. A little bit of freestyle. Just a side of freestyle. That's not Doomsee, he's Jesse. He changed his name to Doomsee. Oh, Doomsee gets a goal. Outplayed. Oh, I love Doomsee. Even though he's losing 10-1, he's still got the banter in the chat. Gets dunked on. What a dunk by Doomsee. Easy for Ryan Graham. Doom 2 in the house. 1 goal. Only took 4 minutes and 25 seconds to happen. But that's the comeback. He's going to get another one, surely. And there it is. Kickoff goal master. Get wrecked, Fairy Peak. 2 goals in a row. He did it again. Oh my goodness. Kickoff strats. I told you to look out for Fairy Peak's kickoff strats. Surely I should have said Doomsee's kickoff strats because he's nailing it right now. Let's just watch him score another kickoff goal. Okay, maybe not. Never mind. He's already used up all his kickoff luck in a game where he was losing by 10 goals. Misplay, I would say. Fairy Peak, he likes to sometimes hit the brakes right before he reaches the ball on face-off. So look out for that one. He sometimes basically does a fake kickoff right before hitting the ball. He'll just hit the brakes, let the other player hit the ball into him, and then take it from there. Fairy Peak looking very comfortable. Take it down Doomsee 10-2, assuming that nobody's going to get a 0-second goal. I'll just start to set up this overlay over here. Wow, what a stomp. I've seen closer matches. Yeah, so have I. I have seen closer matches myself. I have definitely seen closer matches. Oh no, I've beamed it. Here we go. I guess we'll just leave it that big. It's a little bit of a large overlay, but we'll leave it. Will Doomsee be able to come back from that? That is a really, really tough defeat to come back from. But Doomsee, the SARB veteran, and the long-time Rocket League professional player. He's had some tough losses. He used to play for Team Rocket, so he's pretty much had the toughest losses of all time in Rocket League. Team Rocket. What a pinch clear by Fairy Peak. He's got an open net, a little bit fortunate with how the ball bounces, but the pinch clear was a solid option. Got to give him credit where it's due.
Are you responsible for contacting Doomsee's family now?
Yeah. Hopefully Doomsee's family get a nice gravestone, because there's only one way that this is going to end at this rate. And Fairy Peak is on fire. He should probably rethink his type choice in Pokemon, because Fairy's a little bit tame. He did say it was his favorite type. I don't know, what Pokemon are Fairy type? Like Clefable? He's actually given Doomsee a goal. He might be feeling confident after the game one, but he has to be careful. Doomsee is a very solid player, and it doesn't matter how much you win by. A win is a win, a loss is a loss, and if Doomsee wins this by 1 goal or 2, still a W at the end of the day. Will I help Doomsee uninstall after this game? I could show him how. I've had to uninstall after all of my misplays several times. I want to see Doomsee keep this as grounded as possible though. Don't want to give too much space to Fairy, because he was making some very nice wall plays in the previous game. Misses his flick, does Doomsee, but Fairy doesn't get the best of challenges. Doomsee's trying to get Fairy to back off for the jump. Sometimes these players will back off when they hear the sound of a jump. What a shot though, Fairy! The speed that he's able to just control the ball and perfectly set up a shot and then slam it. He didn't even wait for the bounce. That's just a shot out of the air. Did not even need a bounce. He just slammed that one right underneath the crossbar. Ridiculous from Fairy Peak. Doomsee definitely expected a half volley right there on the bounce. Fairy showing us he doesn't even need to wait. And Doomsee is not even going to try and recover in time for this one. He was way out of position after this face-off. He'd already kind of given up. He knew Fairy was going to score. Fairy didn't even look to see where Doomsee was. He might have just known that Doomsee was out of position. A wise man once said, "I can only show you the uninstall button. You must do so by clicking." Interesting. That does sound like a wise man. Doomsee will get a second goal back. Very interesting game here, because Doomsee he finds himself 1 goal down, but both of the goals that he scored have sort of been gifted to him with a bad kickoff from Fairy and just a easy breakaway. Fairy gets another goal. Unfortunate for Doomsee. Fairy Peak, although he did lose the last kickoff, peels away from this one beautifully. Just lines up the shot. And I don't think Doomsee expected Fairy to go for that shot quite so quickly. He could have maybe got to the challenge a little bit faster himself. And Fairy's actually bouncing off the top of the ball quite a lot on face-offs. He's got to look out for that, because if you do hit the ball too high on the face-off, you kind of bounce up and it increases your recovery time. You'll sometimes see that at the very low level of play. Fairy getting a little bit cheeky, bringing the bump strategies in to the ones game. Yeah, like I was saying, you'll see that at low level when people go for a face-off and they just bounce off the top of the ball and their recovery time is astronomical. That's just because the ball being round will send you up into the air if you don't hit the ball like bang in the middle or on the lower side. You gotta hit it bang in the middle if you're gonna do it perfectly, of course. Yeah, I know. I know a win is a win, but with the way this game is going, I was saying although Doomsee's within a goal, it's not looking good for him, and it continues to be that way. Fairy gets a second kickoff goal of his own. But Fairy's making some good plays, very powerful shots from the midfield. I would definitely like to see Doomsee make a car change or something. He needs to try and shake up his placebo, because right now he's just getting rinsed in every aspect of the game. And if he continues to let Fairy have his way like this, like the confidence that Fairy's getting from scoring all these goals, it is making him, or increasing his chances all the more. Look at the confidence, just driving around, taking the boost when he wants it, taking the ball when he wants it. And Doomsee's just sitting in net, waiting for Christmas. Oh, Fairy Peak was going for the point blank range rebound. He did not quite connect on it, he was a little bit too close to the ball. Doomsee, with this defensive strategy, 4 goals down, I don't see him being able to make a comeback here. in this game. Doomsee continues to play defensive. He might just be trying to warm up to Fairy's attack. Just try and get used to what Fairy has to offer in attack. And then take that into game 3. That's the only thing I can think of that Doomsee could be doing right here. Is Fairy on a team? I don't think he's on a team right now, but he's been playing a lot with K-Dop recently. I'd be interested to see if those guys team up for Season 3. And if they do, I definitely expect them to be a group stage team. Oh, Doomsee misses the open net. Horrible miss for Doom 2E. Fairy also misses the open net. We've got a couple of open net misses here, but Fairy will go for the rebound, and he gets it. Well played, Fairy Peak. 8-2. You guys know what that means. I would hate to be Doomsee right now. Fairy Peak, though, loving life. He's comfortably dispatched Doomsee in game 1. He was so far ahead that both players just stopped playing for the final minute. And now he's so far ahead in game 2 that we're expecting more of the same. Deliberately shooting way high is Fairy Peak. And Doomsee has just given up on life. Oh, he says what? What is going on? Maybe we had a controller issue here. Whoa, he just wall clipped. That's weird. I saw it. He actually did wall clip. That's a really old bug. I wonder if that's just come in with the last patch. That's not happened to me for months. Like, that used to happen way back at the beginning of Rocket League. You would try and drive up the wall and your car would just clip on the wall. Oh, Doomsee trying to be cheeky and catch it. He just lets the ball go too far. So yeah, right here, Doomsee thought that the ball was going to hit the ground before the line, but he realized too late that it's actually going in, and he was not at an angle to save it. Yeah, I don't know why Doomsee's car turned left there. Definitely looked a bit like a wall. Doomsee with the handstand. Beautiful. Beautiful handstand by Doomsee. He's trying to guess when he's going to fall over. Oh my goodness, the blast off. What a play. Doomsee. You gotta say, Doomsee's probably the only player who could be losing 10-2 2 games in a row and still be the fan favorite. What a guy. What a strategy by Doomsee. That was incredible. I had no idea why he was counting down. He just blasts off with like 10 boosts. What a play. I'm actually done. Doomsee, you're a legend. Oh no. What a guy. I really hope he can get it together for game 3 because I'd love to see him playing well. Oh, look at the air dribble. Beautiful. Beautiful waste of 100 boosts, but it looked good, at least. Incredible. Blast off. Oh man. That is the funniest thing. I just can't get the image out of my head of this stupid looking Batmobile. Just the derpiest looking car. Oh, what a play. The power slide dribble. Check out the moves, guys. From Fairy Peak. He's trying to go for the double Brazil. Oh, that's a pretty sexy dribble. He realized he was going to drop it. Just went for the backflip halfway through. The 180 power slide. Ball carry. I love it. Hey, that was pretty nifty, says Doomsee. Oh my goodness. Is Fairy a keyboard and mouse player? I don't think so. I do not think so. His movements have also looked pretty fluid, which is usually not keyboard and mouse-esque. He shuts down Doomsee, second game in a row. And he shut down that mind game attempt by Doomsee right at the end of the game as well. Doomsee is going for a cheeky little ball carry goal, but Fairy Peak says no thank you. 2-0 is the score. And where do you go right now if you're Doomsee? The aggregate score is 22-4. And I don't know if anybody in the chat thinks Doomsee's going to win. But, I mean, you can never say never in Rocket League. You can never say never. But if there was ever a situation to say never, if there was ever a situation where saying never was acceptable, this is probably it right here. Oh, what a shot. Fairy Peak, you are kidding me! That's actually in! Crossbar, post, ground, and in. Doomsee just looks in despair as this man hits every surface of the goal on the way in. That is a ridiculously good shot from Fairy Peak. Doomsee, I think, Could have saved it after realizing how long it took to go into the net, but wow. That was a ridiculously well-placed shot. So hard to save, and the speed as well. He didn't just, you know, lift that one in gracefully. He smashed it. It was a boomer. There is no doubt. Doomsee saving his dodge, but that will not give him enough height to get over that rebound. Oh, he's not playing very well as Doomsee. This is a bit of banter right here. Not the quickest recovery. And on the 420, he will concede the second goal. Doomsee looks to be pretty high right now, if I'm honest with you. That was definitely the recovery of someone who is high. I don't know if Doomsee blazes it, but Fairy Peak is blazing it right now in this series. Continuing to rinse Doomsee is the Frenchman. Oh, there we go. Doomsee with the turtle goal! Has he done it? So close! And I think Fairy might just give him a goal here. For respect. What a play. Doomsee with the turtle. And Fairy, there's actually nothing he can do. He gave up. Incredible play by Doomsee. The showman. He cannot stop being a showman. We can't take that away from him. That's for sure. Almost scoring a turtle goal in a 1v1. A legit turtle goal. A Fairy Peak, of course. Much requested player. And we're seeing why. Oh, good save. Doomsee will get back in time for this one. He has the boost control here, but he's panicked. Fairy Peak was backing off, expecting Doomsee to have a comfortable clear. But that is not the case. Doomsee panicked. He did not have a good read. Excuse me. I've actually just got the hiccups right now. Loving life right now with the hiccups. Oh, how do I get rid of the hiccups? Somebody say something really scary in chat, because this is killing me right now.
This isn't much, but I've been enjoying a lot of your YouTube stuff and wanted to say thanks for the great content. Keep it up.
Hey, the Vortex, I appreciate that. I appreciate, like, doesn't matter if you feel like you can't financially contribute. That's absolutely fine. Like, just being here is more than enough. Oh, Doomsee with the mind games. Fairy Peak gets done. Doomsee just wiggles all the way from the halfway line, and Fairy Peak gives him a little bit too much space. I get trouble. I get troubled. What? What a phrase. I love it. I get troubled with double B's. What is this series? This is ridiculous. I get troubled, guys, says Fairy. He got troubled by the wiggle. The wiggle troubled him. Oh, the beautiful cut infield and the side flip by Fairy. This is a very solid move, actually. We might get to see it on the replay, but this is something that I would advise anyone who wants to be serious in 1v1s.
Johnny isn't allowed to stream rape on Twitch.
MK to the MK. You're right. I should probably stop streaming. I'm gonna get banned. But yeah, that move. So we saw Fairy Peak shadowing Doomsee, or shadowing the ball in his own corner. That's when he, you know, just lets the ball catch up to him, and then instead of letting the ball roll across or taking the ball across his own net, he just gets around it, cuts into it, and then side flips to pop it over what he imagined would be the angle Doomsee was coming from, and he was absolutely right. And it's pretty much it. You need to do that a lot in 1v1 and 2v2, where you just take the ball into your own corner, and instead of taking it across the goal, which is exceptionally dangerous in some situations, you just want to do exactly what we saw Fairy Peak doing right there. You know, cutting into it, popping it, and dribbling it straight into the middle. You can often just lead to a counter-attack goal, like we saw for Fairy's fourth goal. Sorry. Might not ever get Neil's cock. I mean, I'll try. I can't always get everybody. You know, there's a lot of players that I want to feature. Fairy Peak's been somebody I've wanted to feature for a long time, and you guys are seeing right now. Oh, the doink is on net. Doomsee's freestyle, and he's gonna put it in. What a play, my guys. Fairy Peak and Doomsee. Forget MK and Jazer. Look at this doink pass to the Doomsee. Beautiful stuff. There was at least 5 air rolls in there. I counted. Yeah, Doomsee's already given up. He's definitely realized that Fairy Peak is just a little bit too good for him right now, and I'm sure he'll go to the drawing board and try and figure out what went wrong. But right now, Fairy Peak is just demolishing Doomsee. A very solid player is Fairy Peak. He's been top 10 in the ranked leaderboard multiple times. He's trying his 180 power slide dribble again. It's not going to work this time. He might give it another go. But Doomsee has managed to mind game Fairy Peak off the ball. There we go. Doomsee, too easy. He just leaves his net wide open Fairy Peak gets troubled, and then Doomsee just dribbles it end to end. This is the second time, maybe even the third time it's happened this series, where Doomsee just leaves his net open. It bamboozles the beans out of Fairy Peak. He just gets way too troubled. Oh, that's a troubling flip by Fairy Peak. Doomsee suddenly making a late resurgence as Fairy Peak gets absolutely done in the midfield. What a troubling flip. And Doomsee, the prankster, he's at it again. Stop fake, says Fairy. So Fairy does not like getting faked. Well, Doomsee's figured out something which he could definitely use against Fairy in the future, because Fairy's clearly troubled by the mind games. Well played. Doomsee will get a solid challenge off the wall. He's trying to stay low right now. Doesn't want to go too high on these. I get troubled. I get troubled. I love that we created a meme here. It's wonderful. Dude, this is staying close to all these dribbles. Very Cuxer-esque. This is very, you know, not just because he's in the Batmobile, but the defensive style. Just staying close to the dribble, or the dribbler. Not even feeling the need to dodge into the ball. Just, you know, staying close to it. Oh, that's a nice air roll. Fairy will recover. Gets the ball over the top of Doomsee. GFFE. Get troubled. Get troubly troubled, bud. That's what Doomsee's trying to do to Fairy right now. He does actually have a chance to win this game, but I don't think he's taking it too seriously because he doesn't believe that he has a chance. If he himself doesn't believe that he has a chance, how are we supposed to believe? And also, our eyes aren't real. Right, Doomsee could have a shot right here. Fairy will have to turn to face the play. Doomsee's just going to do some spins though, which is a pretty solid play in its own right. That's at least 4 in a row that he's managed to pull off, which is a lot of style points. And Fairy, on the other hand, unable to even score the openest of goals. So who's the real winner here? Doomsee just did 4 pirouettes in the midfield, and Fairy missed an open goal. So pretty much, Doomsee is the winner. Okay, never mind. Doomsee's the loser. Doomsee sucks. Fairy is just too good. Doomsee's washed up, overrated Japanese player. And Fairy Peak, on the other hand, he transitioned from professional Pokemon into professional Rocket League. There it is, the mind game kickoff. Just parks the bus right behind the ball, waits for the other player to hit it into him. He gets, I don't know how he gets a good read on when to do that. Probably just spotting the angle of approach at the opponent. And if it lines up with his angle, he thinks, yeah, this is probably going straight towards me. I'm just going to wait for them to pass it to me. Doomsee RL lol. But yeah, this was a very one-sided show match. Doomsee figured out pretty early on that Fairy is just a little bit too good for him right now. That's a good save though. Doomsee will get a goal back. Far too little too late though. And he is going to try and slow roll this. Fairy's coming from the sky. He's going to try and Jazer save this. Oh, he nearly got it. That would have been the sickest save if he floor pinched that out. Pretty close. But Doomsee, 5th goal is all he's going to get, I'm sure. Well, could get a 6th. Could technically get a 7th, I guess. You can score it in a second if you slam it. Not likely to happen though.
Trouble.
Trouble, dude. Fairy Peak is a trouble player, but he is a trouble player who walks away the victor. 3-0 over Doomsee. GG's. And that was one of the most one-sided series that we've ever had. Doomsee, although he is a very solid ones player, was nothing compared to Fairy Peak on this day. And yeah, the series could have gone either way. Doomsee's, he's not wrong. He is absolutely not wrong. But GG's well played. One-sided banner, yeah, it was a lot of fun to watch. I enjoyed that one a lot. Thank you to Doomsee and to Fairy Peak for playing. Definitely check these guys out. And we'll definitely be seeing more of Fairy Peak in the future. We want to see how we can do against some of the guys, well, the other guys who are, you know, well known for being 1v1 gods on this channel. I'm not sure what rank Fairy Peak's sitting at right now. There he is. So he's sitting tight at 18th, but he has been higher this season. I don't know if he's playing many ones. Expect to see him in RLCS Season 3. He is definitely the player to watch right now in Europe, who we didn't see any of in Season 2, and definitely expecting to see him. Check Twitter. Okay, let's take a look at Twitter.